A new band, brought to you by NZ On Air. Active Live, yeah.
Welcome to the Radioactive 88.6FM Orcon live room, brought to you by NZ On Air. I am very pleased to announce that we have Hybrid Rose in the studio today. Hello.
Hello,
I think so.
Hello, thank you for having me.
It is a pleasure. Just want to point out that me and Hybrid Rose are best friends. First off.
You go way back.
So it is great to have you here. First of all, I was having this thought maybe like an hour before this all kicked off. I wonder what is the deal with hybrid and Hybrid Rose? Like, what does that mean for you?
I started a couple of years ago, actually. I was kind of going through a weird mental phase. I mean, I go through them all the time, actually. But I was like, I wanted to create this character that helps me just kind of lose sense of reality in a way, because in the modern world, a lot of people are very like calculated and they act a certain way, dress a certain way to fit in, I guess, and I don't fit in. So this is a way for me to like be able to have like a normal person life and then like a weird person musician character.
I see. Almost like a Sasha Fierce moment.
Absolutely, yeah, like Beyonce.
Right.
Yeah.
Sweet. So like an alter ego.
Yeah,
I
absolutely.
see. And so what does this alter ego represent for you? Like what are the characteristics of Hybrid Rose?
Very, very honest and very, very unfiltered, because the world is so like industrial and it's too modern for me, and I feel like a very old soul, so I like channel that in really weird retro music, I guess.
I see. So the use of like old sort of game sounds, etc. That's sort of tuning into like a nostalgic feeling.
Yeah.
Perhaps. I see. Love that. Cool. Well, I'm keen to hear a track from you. What do we have first up?
Well, the first one we have is actually, a good example of this. It's called Why Don't You Love Me? It's like an 80s driving your car, blasting type song. It's very funky.
Fun. Looking forward to it. Well, take it away. Very fun. Yep, that's cool. That's cool. One thing that I do wonder, I know you've been making music since you were very young. I wonder, like, do you feel that there's been a strong sort of shift in the music that you've made as you've like learnt more, or has there been like a consistent theme throughout, your music process?
That's a good question. I I started with GarageBand, so that was my sound.
Yeah.
And then, I don't know, as I got older, I started discovering more music. I'm not ready yet. I just started listening to people like Sophie, David Bowie, like Amy Winehouse, people that I guess I grew up knowing about but not actually listening to.
I see. So what were the influences around this garage band age? What were you listening to at that point? Don't want to expose you on the live room.
Okay, well this was 2010, by the way. So we're talking like Katy Perry, Justin Bieber.
I love that. No.
Lady Gaga.
Honestly, these are important pop artists of our generation, and there is no shame.
No shit.
And so yeah, your music definitely has those pop elements in it that I think maybe pay homage to such Lady Gaga and the pop greats. What is it about pop music that you think is important or that you resonate with?
Well, I grew up around pop. I had a mother who she was playing the radio, and she was playing what was cool, what was trendy. She was very within the pop realm, and it's just kind of what I was stuck with. And like but at the end, I eventually started to love it. And early influences are like Atomic Kitten and Spice Girls.
Love it.
Yeah, and then it graduated into like underground music when I started finding underground people, because I don't know, I grew up in a very closed-minded town. Oh,
As did I.
Yeah, we grew up together.
Exactly. Do you think that had any influence over your sound as well, or is that really kind of the pop thing again of like this is all you were really exposed to at that young age, and so there's a resonance there?
Well, see, I grew up in Blenheim for 18 years, so like, and for those 18 years I was an outcast, and even in Wellington I still feel a little like out of place, because that's just like the mentality I have. But I started getting weird with my music because that's where I was going. I was in a place where I belong, which is like pop music is very like, it's a very generic genre to listen to, and then like I started adding weird elements because that's what I felt like, and that's where I was at the time, and that's kind of still where I'm at, but I'm just trying to be a bit more old school.
I see. So bringing in those kind of older influences, but then adapting as you hear new sounds, get interested by different things. Mm-hmm. Very cool. Well, keen to hear another track from you as well. What have we got next?
Well, the next one is called Cotton Candy. It's a remix that I did of my good friend Fanfic's track. I was very excited to play this, and I'm pretty sure she's watching, so hey girl.
Shouts out. Also a big fan of this track myself, so very excited.
Okay.
Cotton candy.
Sweet, very fun. So that was with Fanfic,
And
correct? Yep. Are they a Wellington-based artist?
They're in Auckland.
I see. Cool. Very cool to hear collaborations as well with other people around New Zealand. That's very cool. One thing I did want to ask you about is just your reflections on 2018 in general, because I know that you did some of your first gigs in Wellington and also the release of your album Warhol. Yeah, how do you feel about that year in reflection?
It was a year, let's just say that. It started off good, and then it got a little interesting, and then I realized that I wasn't actually doing anything with myself besides studying. So I realized I had to start performing, and I got offered to do a house party, and then I did a gig at Meow, and then I got asked to do a New Year's Eve gig, which was super cool, by the way.
Thank you.
And yeah, it just kind of motivated me to get out there because I have like the worst stage anxiety on the planet. So it was good to finally be able to.
Oh. Some cheeky snares in there.
It's one of my buttons.
So it goes. But yeah, no, that's very exciting. Do you think that your nerves have sort of slowly gone away as you've done more shows, or is it always kind of there? How do you think you've sort of developed as a live performer?
It depends on the gig. I mean, and when I did the house party, I was pretty okay because it was at a friend's house and the people that were there I knew. And when I did the gig at Meow, that was like a first music venue, and I was just oh, I'm a child. And I think the smaller the gig, the more confident I feel because I'm not worried about, like doing, like messing up in any way. Like I just press one of them. And it's stuff like that makes me feel a bit more comfortable in my thing. But I'm down to perform whenever. It's just like finding a way to get over those nerves. I still haven't quite figured that out yet.
Yeah, no, fair enough. I don't think it goes away, fully ever. But one other thing, I know that perhaps another album is on the way this year. You could be able to get me any, sneaky hot takes on that. What sort of direction you're going to go in, etc.
So excited. Okay. So first I want to talk about the gig related to it. So there's a gig happening on the 31st called Awkwardly Eccentric, which you are playing at.
Yes.
And the album is the album is very wholesome because, like I said before, like last year was very strange. And when I started getting into my performing, I started to gain a lot of confidence within myself as a character, not as so much a performer, but as like a musician and the sound that I'm going in. So I started making a lot more happier music in result of that. And I do have a project coming out halfway through the year. And there are a lot of cool musicians on it.
That's exciting. Able to drop any names yet, or you want to keep that a secret?
I'm working with Fanfic.
Ooh, great.
I'm working with Fanfic again. I'm very excited about that song. That song will be coming out, I think in April or March. I can't say too much about it.
Yes, no, fair enough. But very exciting prospects for sure. Keen for another song.
I'm actually going to play one from the new.
Oh, fantastic timing.
So
what's it called?
This one's called Heaven Spells. It features my really good friend Emily Riordan. I'm so sorry. Emily R. She's got some new music coming out soon as well, and I'm very excited about that. This is probably like this song is like the embodiment of what that album's going to be like.
Sweet, very exciting to hear it then.
All right.
of stars in your eyes, stars in your eyes, stars in your eyes. Painting your prose, and I'm mesmerized, I'm mesmerized, I'm mesmerized. Could this fulfill you? If heaven spills you, don't stop breaking my heart, baby. You could be my sweet escape. If you're not afraid of the dark, I could be your sweetest mistake. Don't stop breaking my heart, baby. You could be my sweet escape. If you're not afraid of the dark, I could be your sweetest mistake. Oh, something divine, something divine, something divine. You're out of place, and I'm out of time, I'm out of time, I'm out of time. Could this fulfill you? If heaven spills you, I'll stand heaven spills. Don't stop breaking my heart, baby. You could be my sweet escape. If you're not afraid of the dark, I could be your sweetest mistake. Don't stop breaking my heart, baby. You could be my sweet escape. If you're not afraid of the dark, I could be your sweetest mistake.
Beautiful, very fun. I do like this like happy direction that you're going in with this next album. I do wonder if your production process has changed at all based on doing a lot more live shows. Do you think that comes into account when you're making things now? Thinking
Yes,
about
big yes, because my first album, Cosmic, was done completely programmed, and I didn't have any gear. I just kind of clicked notes in and drums and effects and stuff. So when I started performing, I knew I needed to be able to play it live.
Yeah.
Otherwise, then I'm gonna suck ass.
does help.
A little bit, yeah.
Also wonder with your studying as well, having started studying last year, do you think the things you've learnt there have changed your production style as well? Going from your Cosmic album to the Warhol project, which is kind of around the end of the year that came out. So you would have been at uni for maybe, approx a year. Do you think that had influence on the sound as well?
No, I would. No, but I would say I did learn a lot of technical things. So how to mix and how to master, because I was studying audio engineering at Massey in the commercial music program. So it did help me polish my sound.
Yeah.
And it did help me. It gave me some good tips and tricks and stuff. But I guess I was more inspired by the students performing and playing within the course that actually helped me out in a way, helped me do my thing a bit.
I see, yeah, just learning from examples, seeing how other people are doing things and take that on board maybe.
Absolutely.
I see. Very cool. And lastly, just want to bring up the gig again. Awkwardly Eccentric. Yes.
That's the one.
So I want to know a bit more about that. Where is that going to be? Who's going to be there? What do you envision for this gig? Because this is your first time organizing something as well. So
Yes.
want to know what you're trying to do with the event.
I want to. Well, see, okay. When I go out to gigs, I don't really see much of my friends that I enjoy listening to play. I don't go to enough gigs to be able to support them as much as I want to. So, to me, this gig is about, I guess, letting me and my friends perform and play together and just hang out and just enjoy each other's company. It's also about bringing out the more underground side of music and the progression of it. So I've got Ginger Kiss, I have Zozo, and I have Ursula Leeson. And I picked those people because they all kind of have like a story between each other where it goes from Ginger Kiss's moody bedroom trap to Ursula or Zozo's more underground techno-y, a bit more hard style stuff. And it's just basically like showing a wider audience like the kind of music that Wellington makes in the electronic music community, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. A big advocate for, varying types of events, particularly to do with dance music and, just fun going out music in general. So yeah, be sure to catch that, people who are watching at home. Where is that going to be and what's the date for that?
Moon 1 in Newtown, the Newtown Bar, and it's going to be on Jan 31st.
Sweet. And ticket pricing, what was?
$5 online, available under the radar, or $10 at the door. And it starts at 8.
Sweet. Awesome. So just want to get one more track from you while we have a few more minutes.
Sure.
What do you got for us?
I'm gonna play video games, which
Sweet.
is my first song that I put out.
Cool. beautiful. Now, thank you so much for being here, Rose.
Thank you for having me.
Big fan of your work. Big fan of you. So yeah, be sure to check out Awkwardly Eccentric at Moon 1 on the 31st of January. And you can find Hybrid Rose on, social media, Facebook, etc. Bandcamp albums are there. Stay tuned for Hybrid Rose's upcoming album as well. So you have been listening or watching the Orcon Live Room. Special thanks to New Zealand On Air.
Active Live. Friday.